Welcome to the Lone Star Plate Podcast, where we sit, eat, chat, and repeat. I'm your host, Patrick Scott Armstrong, and we are coming to you from Austin, Texas at Permanent Record Studios. The Lone Star Plate Podcast is produced by Texas Real Food. Go to texasrealfood.com, and you can search your city for local restaurants, stores, butchers, farmers markets, and more who are using organic, fresh, artisanal, and local sources. It's a fun site that brings all natural options all together. Now, let's get started. Our food today is coming from Torchy's Tacos. It's an Austin staple, really a Texas staple at this point, for great tacos. They use 100% ethically sourced ingredients down to the jalapeno. And also everything they serve off of everything, it's all using 100% renewable sources. So that's really cool. They're a very green company, and they support the local farmers and sourcing places. So we got migas tacos, we got chorizo, we got jalapeno sausage, and bacon. So we're just going to try a bunch of different stuff. And of course, we got it all in a corn tortilla because flour shouldn't even exist, in my opinion. So, okay. And, well, this is a really interesting podcast. We were supposed to have on a special guest today, but just didn't work out. So we're just going to improvise sort of a behind-the-scenes podcast. And really, there's somebody on the podcast behind the scenes all the time. They take pictures. They're involved. They're really a part of the podcast that you never get to see or hear. So you hear me talk about them all the time. Now you're finally going to get to meet them. So he's breaking his silence because we know him as Silent Trevor, but today he is going to break the silence. So Trevor Wiggins is here. I'm going to clap for you myself. So Trevor, boom, you're in, dude. Look at that. That's how it works. Somebody doesn't show up. Trevor.
Hey.
Trevor steps in to save the day, which is great. Actually, I've done couple podcasts with Trevor before, so we've always had a good time. So, which is why he's involved with this. So, yeah, we're just going to have a good time today, man. Eat some Torchy's tacos. And look, the tacos are already here. So, I don't know about you, but you want to just dig in?
Yeah.
Should we just dig into this? I'm not going to lie. I'm a little hungry.
I'm a little hungry.
So, I split it up. I actually have even those are your tacos over there in that corner that I said, we got.
The sad, dark corner over there. Yeah.
Well, hey, Grant, that'll be all you. That'll be all you over there, bud. Yeah. So, boom, that worked out, right? Okay, so look, there's a real thing with Torchy's actually in town. Okay, so when they started out, it's just a food truck, right? But they blew up fast. They became well known for having great tacos. But now there's something that happens with anything, right? Entertainment, music, movies, books, art. Once something starts to get big, some people start to hate it. Mm-hmm. They start hating on it, even though it's still the same. They're still serving the same shit, still good and delicious and whatever. They just start to hate on it. So there's a lot of Torchy haters in town. Actually, you never really thought about it. It's kind of a divisive company in a weird way, and they really just hate them because they're so big.
They're successful.
Yeah, they're successful.
It's a chain now. It's in Lubbock. It's in
60 locations.
Yeah.
How crazy is that? 60 locations. Under 10 years, they managed to get to 60 locations.
A while ago, they were accusing them of lifting their menu from another restaurant. But then when people compared them, it's like, well, it is a taco place.
Yeah.
So
I mean, if you're serving tacos,
kind of the same thing.
Totally. No, Torchy's is unique, honestly.
Yeah.
They have their own unique tacos. I would be more worried about people ripping off Torchy's.
Yeah. When it's consistent. I've never really had a bad Torchy's experience.
Absolutely, man. It's consistent. You're going to they're good tacos. I'm sorry, but if you're like, blah, 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 you're bullshit. You don't know what you're talking about. Are there, there's great tacos all over town. Mm-hmm. These are not bad tacos. I think they're excellent. I have no problem. It's the same thing with Taco Deli. People just have this sort of, I don't know. They just hate it because it became big.
I've never
people
had
love
Taco
it.
Deli.
You haven't had Taco Deli? Dude,
Everyone
that's delicious.
tells me about it.
Really good, man. Much different. They're very unique tacos. They're really small and quaint and just kind of, you can get a bunch of them. They got a lot of different flavors. Good crew, good staff, good environment. Fast, too. You can go in, get your stuff. They know how to serve a lot of people. They cater a lot. You can get the Taco Deli tacos at like convenience stores and stuff like that.
That's what I associate them with, is more like on the go.
Yeah.
You're on the road.
That's pretty much it. You know, Torchy's, they've got a lot of cool locations. You go to Torchy's, they got all these great, architectural whatever designs.
And it's different for every location. Yep. So each one has kind of its own
unique
aesthetic.
Yep. Now they talk about that on the website too. Like we want each location to be unique and have its own thing, so it feels like an independent place, right? Which is cool. I like that. And again, they ethically source everything, so they're worried about what they're bringing in, where it's coming from, because when you do start to have chains, that's the problem with chains. Is how do you? Okay, we can make that here in a certain way.
And make this work.
But how do we then make this work in Jackson, Mississippi, right? Like that becomes the issue when you have chains because you want consistency. If I show up to a Torchy's at X place, and I go to a Torchy's in another state, I'm looking for that familiarity. But honestly, I would be okay with if it was completely different. Look, you source from what's around here, so this is what I can eat here. Maybe if it's in Louisiana along the coast, you're getting more seafood tacos, right? But if it's in the Midwest, the tacos are a little bit different. The Torchy's in Colorado, in Denver, for instance, they're going to be a little bit different. I would be okay with all that. I don't have to have like McDonald's, right? No matter what McDonald's you go into, they got Big Macs,
right?
So they're shipping that stuff all over the world, so you can make sure you have a Big Mac,
right?
Which is crazy.
I had it in Lubbock. And they wouldn't do the same customization of tacos there.
Good.
It's like
I think that's okay.
A black bean taco I get here in town, and they know what it is. It's off menu. And
they were like, no.
He was like, we don't do that. I was like, yeah, you do.
Yeah, you do.
Trust me. Because I used to live across from one of the original Torchy's, so I would walk over, every other morning. I got so accustomed to that I didn't eat anything else but that, But it was still good.
Which happens with tacos.
Yeah.
You want what you like. Nothing wrong with that. I'm the same way. If I go somewhere and I like the tacos, a certain...
This is the biggest piece of avocado in one single piece.
That is a massive piece of avocado.
It's like an avocado slug.
And avocados are expensive.
Yeah.
So they don't jip on any of this. They double corn tortilla. Okay? Solid. Because if you just do one, it's just going to rip and fall apart. So you got to do the two. You know that. I've taught you that from Boca. So yeah, big piece of avocado in my migas too. Look, solid, salsa solid. I'm super happy. So anybody complaining about Torchy's can kiss my ass because I'm sorry. You're just hating them because they got too big. The band you used to like when they were, independent and only played a few shows in town and you knew where they were and blah, blah, blah. And you knew them before anybody else. And then that's the thing. Once people start to know about it, some people are just like, oh, don't like them anymore.
Yeah.
You've heard of them?
Yeah.
Nope. Not going to eat it.
Do you have the EP or do you have their first album?
Exactly. Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
That's exactly it. That's the same shit happens with food, which sucks because, look, people get into the business owner, right, that gets into it. Hello? He's trying to make money. As much as we want to serve the community, you also open a business to make money. So they're going to want to grow. Every food business, their idea is to grow. To make more of them.
I feel like because Austin is so specific about having all these individual companies and startups, people should be more supportive of something that does take off like that. I feel like it's never really been the case with Torchy's. A lot of people are more likely to knock it, and but it is like it's the taco city. I mean, you can get a good taco almost anywhere you go.
Dude, there's so many good tacos in Texas. Period. It's crazy. It's we're saturated with it, but we're also become, snobs about it. Because there is just it's like barbecue. Yeah. You can't fuck with us in Texas with barbecue and tacos and shit. Like, you just can't fuck with us. We know what we're talking about. We know what we like, because you've had tacos I don't know if you've been to other states and something. You go somewhere and you get a taco and you're just like, what the fuck is this, dude? Like, this is an embarrassment.
When I lived in Shreveport, there's a place that everyone raves about. And I went there and they don't serve... I think they have guac, but it's like it's smaller than one of these. It's a tiny little ramekin, and it's like $6 for that and one serving of chips.
$6?
No joke. And if you ask for more, you have to pay for it again.
Oh, fuck that.
But their tacos are single tortilla, so it's like
crumbly
pulled pork and everything.
Pulled pork? Oh, you can't do that with a
single tortilla. You pick it up and it just falls to the plate, and everyone's like, "It's so good." And I kept trying to explain, like, just come over to our house and I'll make you a real taco.
Totally.
You haven't had a good taco if you think that's good.
Probably pizza too, right? You get pizza, just imitations. It's just like this ain't pizza, whatever. And maybe we don't serve the right pizza here in Texas. I don't know.
There's a few places. I'm partial to New York pizza.
Yeah.
I like a big slice you can fold, But then you have like the Chicago pizza, which is lasagna. It's not pizza. You can't pick it up. You have to eat it out of a dish, and it's layered.
I don't mind that.
I didn't like it. We went to Lou Malnati's, I think is what it's called. It's like one of the big ones. And it comes in a big deep dish pan.
Yeah.
And you have to serve it like slices
Yeah.
of an
A
actual pie. Yeah.
Absolutely.
But you cannot eat it with your hand. It's
100%. You got a knife and fork it.
yeah.
No, I don't mind that. Don't bother me.
Yeah.
I mean, I love food, so I don't
Yeah.
really care.
It
I don't
tastes
like. I
good.
don't like rules.
I just took issue with what
Right.
they called it. It is lasagna. It's not
mean,
a pizza.
Okay. Well, let's be honest. The New York pizza is not real pizza either. If you go to Italy, that's not what
what
the
is
fuck
pizza
they're
like
serving.
there?
There's flatbreads,
Yeah.
right? Just small flatbreads, real thin crust. There's no doughiness to when you eat it. Does that make sense?
Yeah,
There's
yeah.
no doughiness to it.
Crisp.
It's completely crisp. It's just like the flatbreads you get at a wine bar or something.
Sure,
That's
sure.
literally the pizzas they serve over there. That's what you're getting. And not pepperoni and fucking mozzarella cheese. That's,
Right.
I mean, it's not happening. You're not getting any of that. Cheese might not even be on any of them,
Right.
right? It's just a nice little sauce, few ingredients.
Proteins.
That's it. Yeah. You,
Yep.
you don't, and vegetables and shit. I mean, that's it. You're not getting crazy. A lot of more Supreme styles are just 2 or 3 ingredient styles, right? Just 1 or 2 ingredients that go together. Whatever.
What's your favorite cheap pizza?
My favorite cheap pizza? Oh,
Like
man.
shitty pizza.
I'm embarrassed to say, but
I'm not.
Totino's.
I don't even know what that is.
Cheap,
a freezer
cheap-
pizza?
Yes, it's freezer pizza.
Okay.
I mean, I'm talking cheap as fuck.
I have two. So there's Paul Newman's.
I don't even think it's
Which-
pizza, dog.
That's not pizza. If it's out of
No,
a
no,
freezer.
I mean, I'm saying the Totino's. It's not even
yeah.
a pizza, dog. It's like, I don't know what it is.
Paul Newman's. Have you ever had Newman's own brand?
I've had it like his ranch.
His ranch. It's
Yeah.
that same thing. His face is on it.
First
I just
of all,
believe
what the-
it because he's
why
on
does
there.
Paul Newman have ranch dressing?
He
That's
didn't
the
like
weirdest-
dressing at a bar that serves salad.
Cool Hand Luke is making ranch dressing? That's not cool.
There's
That's
a
not
documentary
right.
about it. I
mean,
think.
it's just not cool. You don't
I
make
think it's
ranch
cool.
dressing. That's so weird. I always thought that was the weird. Paul
the only
Newman.
ranch I'll eat. I trust it. His face is on it.
I
you know?
trust it.
Who doesn't trust Paul Newman?
I don't know. Well, okay,
but
good point.
Newman's
good point.
own.
Good point.
It goes to all these charities when you buy it. I think
Yeah.
it supports military or something. I don't know. Something good.
Something
I
like
think.
that. Okay.
But yeah, it's good. It's like $5. Freezer pizza. Takes 10 minutes to cook it. It's thin, like you're talking about. It's
Yeah,
crispy.
thin. Yeah,
it's
yeah.
not like a big deep dish.
I like,
But
big
like
pizzas,
dirty
though.
pizza, Domino's.
Oh,
You can
okay. Like
get-
ordering delivery. Yeah, I like Domino's. 100%. I'll order some Domino's. I used to love Papa John's way back
Papa
in the
John's.
day, but they changed. They just
Yeah.
changed over time. They became these greasy, nasty.
Yeah.
Literally, will have a puddle in the middle of it of grease at the top. I mean, it's just gross. Like, yeah,
I
but
put a napkin
Domino's
on all
is
my pizza.
totally. Well,
I kind of sponge it up.
yeah, I'll definitely get a Domino's here or there if I got to order something.
Yeah. Used to do Little Caesars. Like in West Texas, that was the
I
place.
love
you know?
Little Caesars,
$5 hot and ready.
but they don't deliver. You got to go
Really?
pick them up. Yeah, Little
didn't
Caesars
know
don't
that.
deliver, dude.
Yeah.
You got to go. That was why Little Caesars was so cheap.
Yeah. Because you have to go.
Yeah, you go pick it up. Remember when they used to serve it in the long boxes with the paper over it?
No, like
don't
a
remember that?
Subway thing? Like a
Um,
sandwich style?
No, it's unique to them. I don't know how to explain it. Like a long piece of cardboard, and they put 2 pizzas and then put paper over it. You'd get it like that. There was no box. It was a foot. What was it? Bigfoot.
Bigfoot.
Yeah, Bigfoot. That's what it was. You
know
remember
that
that?
one, no.
I just thought that was the unique way to serve, because it's still
Yeah.
a pizza box, whatever. Yeah.
I
But that
only
was
know like
Bigfoot. Okay.
I wouldn't eat anything aside from the $5 hot and ready, which I did that for like a decade. If I wanted pizza, that's what I did.
That was a good deal, though, dude. To be honest, right? You get a large. It was large, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's a large.
I think it was a large pizza.
Either cheese or pepperoni.
Pepperoni, yeah.
And it's
I
always the
remember
same
that
price.
too.
But it easy in, easy out.
Totally.
You feel it
Yes.
the next day.
Yes, you
know?
do. Same with Domino's, dog. It's
Yeah.
not sustenance. Like,
No.
I feel like total shit after eating it.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't feel good. That's the honest truth. I never feel good after eating it.
Yeah.
While I'm eating it, I've had the time of my life. Literally, I'm doing the dirty dancing with the pizza up in the
Yeah.
air. And I'm just like holding it in the water, just like, yes, it's so good. But it's afterwards,
No.
it's like Animal House, right? It's just like that's how I would describe my ass afterwards. Animal
Yeah.
House.
We only have
if it
one
was a movie.
bathroom, so I don't eat like that anymore.
Yeah,
you know?
you can't, right? You can't fuck up your
you
wife,
can't
your kid.
Potty
like,
train a kid There have been too many moments.
What happened to Daddy in there?
Yeah.
Is he dying?
Yeah. Well, we have to have the door open a lot of the time because it'll just be me and her. So there's a lot of weird experiences. So that's the first thing that made me clean up my diet. Like, we can't have any of these more eye contact moments while I feel.
When's the last time you closed the door in your bathroom?
I will when my wife is home, we close the door.
Okay, because there's one and one.
We can team.
Right,
we
okay.
can kind of pass her off. But with her home, with like my child, my child,
don't close the door.
Yeah, we can't.
Never.
You can't.
Absolutely.
She's also,
I haven't closed the door to my bathroom in years.
Yeah.
I mean, even if somebody's at my house, honestly,
yeah,
that door stays. Unless I'm dropping a deucer,
yeah,
it's staying open. I don't even care. I mean, the door's open.
It depends on what's happening.
I got my dogs too, right? So like, I mean, they're not kids, but if I shut the door, they whine. They sit at the door and whine.
People who say dogs are not like kids don't have dogs and kids.
I mean, they're my kids.
My dog, I used to compare it to people who were like, yeah, no, I have a dog. I love her. I take care of her. And then I had a kid and I feel the exact same way. I mean, obviously the kid is more important, but I don't know. And other people, I'm sure other parents hate me for saying this, but I have, like, when people are like, no, dogs are not like kids. Yes, they are. You can lock them in a room and leave them. That's the only difference. But kids, not dogs.
Yeah.
But really, it's the same thing. It's a life. You have to feed them. You have to take care of them.
100%.
If you treat them poorly, they'll,
100%.
you'll see that in their behavior.
You got to take them out.
Yeah.
You gotta walk them.
You got to take them to the doctor.
Yeah.
It's kind of it's closer to a kid than it is than anything else. I think
It's like they're a small child forever.
Mm-hmm.
That's what dogs are like, just small children forever.
Now that I'm a parent and people are like, I know they're not like kids, and yes, they are. I feel that. I don't know. I also didn't turn into like
I love my kids.
some
I love
random
my dogs.
dad when I had a kid. I'm still just me with a kid.
Yeah, well, that's a good point.
Dogs are a lot more like kids than people want to admit.
I think so. The responsibility is there. You're looking at a 10 to 18-year commitment, depending on what kind of dog you got, right? I mean, that's what I think people don't realize.
Right.
Oh, I got a cute little puppy.
Right.
Bro, you just married that puppy.
Yeah.
Right? Like, it's probably last longer than your whatever relationship you're going to be in, right? I mean, it's an intense, long relationship. Definitely becomes part of the family, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so speaking of dogs, okay. Yeah. It's going to get sad for just a minute. And it's actually going to piss you off if you're listening to this.
Do you have any Sarah McLachlan to play?
What is her song? What's her famous
The Arms
song?
of an Angel.
That's what it was. Yeah. That came out when I was like a senior in high school.
City of Angels, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Nicolas Cage?
Yes. City of Angels. I haven't thought about that movie in forever. What was it? Melanie Griffith? No.
What
was her name?
Not Melanie Griffith.
Meg Ryan.
Meg Ryan.
Yeah, Meg Ryan. I just call that Sleepless in Los Angeles.
Yeah.
That's really all it is.
It would have been better with Tom Hanks. Oh, I mean, I love Nicolas Cage.
I love Nicolas Cage. Yeah. That was The Rock when he was doing Rock. Remember The Rock? Is that what the movie's called? The Rock?
With Sean
The
Connery.
Rock. Yeah. That's like one of the greatest movies ever. I'm sorry, but it's one of the great. That and Con Air.
Con Air.
It's just, that's peak Nick Cage. What's great is they gave him long hair but bald in the movie. Yeah. Why did you do that?
And then they do the fan scene where the wind is on him, but it's only blowing the back of it.
Totally, it looks so corny, right? It's like
every time I get a new phone, the first animated GIF that I get is that.
That's
so
hilarious.
When people send me a text, that's how I respond. Like, yeah, we're cool.
I mean, it's just so ridiculous, but great movie. I mean, John Malkovich. Kills in that movie. John Cusack.
Danny Trejo.
Yep. Who's that other
Spanish
guy? That's right, Dave Chappelle. He's the one that causes the havoc, right?
Spoiler alert: he gets thrown out of the plane.
Yep.
And he crashes onto the hood of a car.
God, what's that Puerto Rican? I love that guy. Oh man, that's killing me, dude. You would know him. He's been in a gazillion movies. Can't think of it. I can't think of his name. Fuck. I can't think of it. Anyway.
What else is he in?
He's in all kinds of stuff. Like any Brooklyn or, New York movie, motherfucker's in it.
I think I know who you're
not Luis Guzman.
Okay, I was going to say.
Not him. Not him.
I've had an experience with him. He's great.
Oh, dude, this is killing me. Okay, I got to look it up real quick.
He's the only guy I can think of.
I'm sorry,
when I met
because
Luis Guzman, I was so excited to meet him that I'm pretty sure I dislocated something in his hand because I squeezed it so hard. I was so excited to meet him, and then just like verbal diarrhea all over him. I told him every role he liked. I asked him.
You can't do that, dude. You can't. Yeah, you can't.
I like lost myself. I lost
myself.
I just met Kevin Bacon right before. It was at like an event for a show that they were on.
You were just having like.
Well, I kept it cool for Kevin Bacon, and I thought like, well, if I did that,
Oh, Vin Rames is in it. I forgot about that.
Rames, yeah.
Okay, come on. Where is he? Oh, Steve Buscemi. We can't forget he's in it. Well, maybe he's not in it. Maybe the guy I thought was in it is not in it. Well, now I don't know that guy's name, and it's no. He did like the history, the Latin history of America. Netflix. He had a. We got to move on because I'm
John Leguizamo?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, thank God, dude.
Yeah.
Oh, thank God you did that. Oh, thank God you
Yeah.
did that. Okay, yeah, he's not in there, but at least I know the name and that was killing me.
He's great though.
How much does that kill you when you're trying to think of a name and you can't? Oh, bro.
I don't check my phone anymore. I wait until I get the
that would have
payoff of
ruined
remembering.
the whole podcast. I would have just been thinking about it the whole time. Okay, what do you think of your taco? My shit's delicious.
I can't eat and talk. I have the beard
You
and
had
the
the Robert
mustache.
problem.
I have to.
I just go for
you
it. Okay, so this is the documentary I saw last night. I'm gonna start with the name of it. It's called "Don't Fuck with Cats: Search for an Internet Killer." What a weird name, right?
Where is it?
It's on Netflix. Just came out on Netflix, and it tells the true story of. Basically, it starts out that this video gets released online. It's called Two Kittens, One Guy.
Oh, okay.
Like one guy or something. And it's this grainy video on YouTube, and there's this wolf blanket on a bed. You see two little kittens, and you see this guy come into frame with a hoodie on and a cigarette, but you can't see his face. He's playing with the kittens, and you're like, oh, that's so cute. Then he proceeds to put them in a vacuum bag, like a plastic bag, both of them. He shuts it, adds a vacuum cleaner, sucks all the air out of it, and kills the kittens.
In the video, you watch it in the movie?
Yes. Well, they show parts of it, right? Like, I walked out of. I actually had to, walk away from my TV because I cannot take that kind of I can't see that kind of shit. Like, I was livid. This was in the first few minutes. I was like, what the fuck is going on?
Yeah.
So it blows up, right? Where people are like, who is it? We got to find this guy. Like, catch the cat killer. Like, because this is the thing. That there's supposedly this unwritten rule on the internet or in the deep dark web. I have no idea about the deep dark web, but supposedly there's this rule called Rule 0, which is don't fuck with cats. You can do anything you want on there, but don't fuck with cats. For some reason, that's the rule. So this guy went against that completely. And everybody around the world all of a sudden is trying to find this guy. Well, this Facebook group gets started specifically by these two people who were in the documentary who were running this, right? So they start creating a page to find this guy, find the cat killer. Well, months go by, another video gets released. And this guy's taunting him because they have no idea where he's from, where he is.
Like a hidden IP or something?
Well, you just can't tell. You can't, even that is nothing, right? Like, it's on YouTube. How are you supposed to find that stuff out, right? There's no way. And this is back in 2010. So let's go back 10 years when it was still new. YouTube is not as big then as it is now. But so he releases another video where he kills a cat by burning it alive, dude. No shit, shows this on it. Then he kills another cat, drowning it. You see the cat come into frame. He's taped to the end of a broomstick. And his head is just loose. And he's like this, like, what's going on? And you just see him put him in a bathtub and kill this cat. No shit, dude. And I'm livid watching this documentary, right? Just like, we got to find this fucking guy.
Yeah.
Are they going to find... I want to watch the whole documentary. Do they find this guy, right? Like, what the fuck is going on? And I'm talking tons of people get involved in this. There's some show called Rescue Inc. or something where these like tough guys, go after animal abuse and whatever. They get involved too. They try to find this guy. Well, they end up finding what they think is the person ends up being the wrong person. So this person lived in Africa. So they end up bombarding this person like, we're going to kill you. That dude commits suicide.
Shit.
Turns out not to be him.
Yeah.
Right? Now, they're trying to do we connect the two? Because the guy was saying he's depressed, but whatever. But they also said he actually did take the video and copycatted. He didn't make the video, but he copycatted that he hadn't made it. That makes sense. I don't know. People are just
Which is
screwed up
also
that
equally
weird.
messed up.
It is equally messed up.
To fake that.
Totally.
He kind of asked for it. Obviously, it's sad that he killed himself.
It is sad. Well, and in the movie, they talk, in the documentary, they do say, like, whether or not that's connected or not, who knows. But he got a lot of death threats and a bunch of shit right towards him. So time goes by. Another year goes by. And the guy that's doing all the videos, he's taunting everybody. Like, you'll never find me. I'm here. He uses aliases everywhere. Everything's a fake account on Facebook and this and that. And they just have no idea who. But he leaves clues. There's music in the videos. There's this and that, right? Just different stuff. There's clues. People are investigating these videos, looking at it frame by frame, looking at the wall outlet, the headlamp. Maybe we can find where he is in the world based off of the blinds or I saw a vacuum cleaner. Where's that? Blah, blah. And these people do digging detective work like insane, really clever shit. So they actually do start to dwindle it down to this guy called Luca Magnotta. And he's Canadian.
What's the name of the pizza place, right?
I don't know.
Lou Malnati's.
Oh.
That's really close.
So they find him in Canada, in Toronto, and they send the police like, hey, go talk to this guy, blah, blah. He did these cat videos. And the police are just kind of like, what the fuck? We don't know if these videos are real. They're just online. It's hard to tell. They're like, hey, we're worried that he's going to go past this, right? Like upgrade from cats.
Right.
And the guy even said, I want to do that. Like, I want to take on humans, right? Like, I want to kill human. And so they're all worried, blah, blah. But again, this is all online. It's not really in the news, but it's online, if that makes sense, right?
Yeah.
In boards and message boards and chat room stuff. And so they think they got the guy, whatever, blah, blah, blah. So time goes by and another video pops up. And sure as shit, this motherfucker killed somebody and recorded it and uploaded it to YouTube. He stabbed this dude with an ice pick. And they show it. I mean, just the video is there. He's on top of it. He just fucking stabs the dude to death. Then the video cuts to him playing with the head in a bathtub of water. It's floating, and he's just twisting it around, just like twisting it.
Definitely don't want to watch this.
How crazy is it?
Yeah.
How crazy is it? And so they're just like, the people that have followed him, right, for a little while are just, can't believe it. Like, what in the is happening? And they're trying to contact police. We got this video. This guy's dead, blah, blah. Is there a missing person, up there, blah, blah. They're just ignoring these online sleuths, sort of thing. So it turns out that it is this guy, Luca Magnotta. So now they're on a chase to catch this guy all across the world, basically.
He's Canadian?
He's French-Canadian. He's from Montreal. So he actually ended up killing the guy in Montreal. Yeah. And they did find this janitor, went to this, was cleaning out trash or taking out the trash and saw a suitcase sitting next to a trash bin. I said, oh, that's weird. It's got a lock on it, an old suitcase. That's weird. Oh, there's maggots coming out. Let me open it up. Human torso inside. No legs, no arms, no head. And they're just like, well, obviously there's a murder. So then they find like 30 trash bags next to that stuff. They start ripping all the trash. They find bloody blanket, all this stuff. And they find an ID, Luca Magnotta, blood on it, all this stuff, blah, blah, blah. All this stuff's happening. So now they're on the hunt for this guy. They go visit his mom. Where's your son? Blah, blah, blah. Oh, my son would never do this. Yada, yada, yada. Like, no, your son did. Like, we're not questioning whether he did it or not. Now we just need to find him. He ends up on Interpol's, like, it's an international. Now it is all over the news. It's like 2012. This guy's all over the news. They're trying to find him. And sure enough, well, fuck it. I'm going to spoil it. So
I don't want to know.
Yeah,
I don't want to watch it.
They end up catching the guy in an internet cafe. Because he was so vain, like he had to go check on himself and see himself on the internet cafe. And the guy running the internet cafe was like this news junkie. So he just constantly watched the news. And when he saw the guy come in, he recognized him and got the police. Yeah. Literally went in the street, flagged down a police car, and they came in. They showed the CCTV footage of the guys walking into the internet cafe and pulling this guy out with handcuffs. But when the guy gets arrested, he gets out, he starts to blame that there's some guy named Manny that forced him to do all of this stuff, right? And they start to kind of make it like, this is possible. Like, maybe this guy did do this because a couple years ago, this happened, and this how you talk to this lawyer, blah, blah. So now all of a sudden, oh, maybe there is this Manny guy. Then it gets near the end of the documentary, and they just blow up the whole thing, right? They just reveal everything. Turns out, this guy's a huge film buff, which you kind of learn through the movie. His favorite movie is Basic Instinct. Mm-hmm. And the alias he was using when he became, his new identity from Magnata, K. Trammell or something like that. And Trimmel, that's what it is. And the character in Basic Instinct of Sharon Stone, that's her name. Mm. So there's a scene in the movie at the very beginning of Basic Instinct where she kills a dude who's tied up to a bed and she kills him with the ice pick, right?
Right.
That's the scene of the murder the dude committed.
Wait, he was really doing it though?
Yes.
It wasn't faked to imitate those things?
No, he really killed the guy.
Okay.
He really killed the guy. I mean, they found the body with all the stuff.
Yeah.
They found, he dismembered him afterwards. But the way the video was shot was just like the opening scene of Basic Instinct.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, the All Nine Suits just put it all together, right? Just came all together. It was just crazy, dude. So they did catch the guy. He got sentenced to jail. He's currently serving life in prison.
That's wild.
For this crime. It was the craziest. It was a 4-part miniseries. Mm-hmm. I couldn't take my eyes off it, dog. Like, I couldn't take... I had to find out, are they going to catch this guy?
I feel traumatized from you telling me
what
about
happens at the end of this, right? Are they going to catch this motherfucker? Like, they have to. Like, honestly, if the end of the documentary ended and they hadn't caught this guy, you best believe I'd have fucking been online like, we're catching this motherfucker. Because it was crazy, dude. I mean, there's another video he made of a kitten getting eaten by a python. Mm-hmm. Puts the python on the bed, puts the kitten on there, and just, crazy, dude.
Slightly less
just
horrific.
horrific.
I think. I mean,
no, it's horrific, dude. That
terrible.
kitten doesn't have it. It's coming,
Totally. At least
poor
it's
kitten.
another animal eating it, though. That can happen in nature.
That's true. But they forced that,
Unless
right?
the snake did it with an ice pick. It didn't kill the
That would have
kitten
been
like
funny. That would have been, that's the reveal at the end. It was really, he was a python the whole time, So anyway, I can't stop thinking about the movie. Like, I watched it last night, and I just can't stop thinking about it. I actually urge anybody out there to watch it. I've told you the whole story, but look, it's real. You can Google it. You find out all the, all the realness. But I think what's best about it is just all the details of how they tracked this person and like how they went through to get them and blah, blah, blah. Like, it was just so interesting. It was mind blowing, dude. It was a mind blowing documentary. But anyway, that was crazy.
Now it's time to eat tacos.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, let's try some of these. I mean, I already ate some. It's delicious. It's good, but I'm gonna eat some more here. Yeah, again, Torchy's, guys. Good stuff. Don't hate on Torchy's.
Now all I can think about is kittens.
Wow.
Should be a warning at the beginning of the podcast.
I mean, it'll make you sad. Mm-hmm. It made me pissed off, right? I was just livid that this person... he did... There's so much more I didn't even talk about. Right? Mm-hmm. So you watch the documentary. There's so much more I didn't talk about. It's absolutely crazy. It's just bonkers, dude. It's literally bonkers. It was so bonkers, dude.
Yeah.
I mean, I couldn't get over it.
I don't watch a lot of stuff like that. After having a kid, it changed what I'm able to really take in.
Yeah.
There was a show, I think it was Showtime or something, but it was called Dead Like Me. Had Mandy Patinkin.
Yeah, I love that show. That was a good show, dude.
Somewhat well made. There's some issues, and like, if you can tell,
only lasted a couple seasons, right?
Two seasons and a terrible movie. A lot of people didn't come back.
They made a movie? I didn't know that.
Most of the people didn't come back for it. It was like the main character and two other people. But I loved it. I watched it all the time. I could quote it. There are these like great Mandy Patinkin monologues where he sums up existence and stuff. It's a really well written show. And as soon as we had a kid, couldn't watch it again. It's just too much. Like, it's too close to something I don't want in my mind.
Sure,
I had to delete it off my computer.
That makes sense, dude. You change, right? When I was younger, I wanted to try to find the most fucked up movies I could find.
Sure.
I liked fucked up shit. Requiem for a Dream,
Seven.
Clockwork Orange, Seven, right? Just anything fucked up I could get. I loved it. I just the more intense, the more crazy.
Did you ever see, I think it's called Irreversible?
Irreversible.
The film is filmed in normal speed but plays out in reverse. So the very first scene of the film is the end of the story. And you have to watch all the way through. It's Vincent Cassel is the main character.
Oh, I like that guy.
Yeah, he's great.
He's awesome.
But
that's French. Is it a French movie?
Yeah,
it's a
there's
French
a really
movie?
gnarly scene in it, though, that everyone kind of knows it for. It's similar to like a Seven kind of vibe, but not as brutal. But that's another one that it was always in that category of movies that you won't ever forget. You know?
Yeah, but it's like now I don't want to watch movies like that. I don't at all. Like that's not. I don't want to see something fucked up. Really, like I want. I hate to say this, but like I like happier. Except for this documentary I watched.
Right.
I didn't know it was good. That was going to happen when I watched the documentary.
Yeah.
I didn't know what it was about. Really, I just don't fuck with cats. What the fuck?
Yeah.
Okay, let's see what's going on. But once it started, I couldn't let it go.
You kind of have to see it to the end.
I had to see it to the end because I needed to know if they caught this motherfucker.
Right.
Like because he was taunting them, right? The whole documentary is about him taunting them about, do they catch this motherfucker? But that's the thing. You're just a different person, right? So you just have different needs and, you change through. And so I'm glad I saw all that fucked up shit back then because if I didn't, I wouldn't want to catch up now to try to see it. So now I'm just trying to see all the movies I never watched before.
Yeah.
Something simple, something, I don't know. I saw this movie called Serenity. Have you heard of that? With Matthew McConaughey and, not the Firefly Serenity, but Serenity. It's got Matthew McConaughey and
Anne Hathaway.
Anne Hathaway. It's written by Stephen Knight.
Yep. It's really well made. I think really misunderstood. They pulled the plug on all the press on that movie.
I don't know if to me, I don't think it was well made. I think there was just a lot of, it was confusing as fuck.
Have you heard what Stephen Knight's intention was?
It doesn't matter what his intention was. What matters is what came on the screen.
Yeah.
That's at the end of the day. You can tell me your intention all day. Okay, great. But that doesn't help me when I watch the movie.
It
just was confusing. It didn't match this whole video game thing at the end and blah, blah, blah.
Right.
Oh, spoiler alert. If you haven't seen it, trust me, you're not going to see this movie.
You got to put one at the top of the podcast now.
Yes, I give spoilers, but yeah, to me, they just fucked it up. I like the premise. Don't get me wrong. There's a cool premise there. Matthew McConaughey's cool. Jason Clarke, I think is his name. He plays a good asshole in the movie. Anne Hathaway's great in the movie. Diane Lane's in it.
Who's his best friend?
Diamanju Hansu. I don't know. Blood Diamond.
Yeah.
God, what is that guy's name? I can't. I don't know.
You got close to it. Yeah.
Oh God,
a lot of the letters are in
Please,
there.
Jesus.
He's in Guardians. He's in
Guardians.
Gladiator.
Amistad. That's what I know him from the most is Amistad. He plays the main slave in Amistad, which working with Matthew McConaughey.
Yeah.
Maybe this is their first movie back together.
Yeah.
Steven Spielberg movie. Great movie, by the way. Check that out, Amistad. But Serenity. It was so too much, dude. I want to see interesting stuff. So I will say this: I won't see it again.
Yeah.
But I did appreciate how the movie. What I liked about the movie is I didn't know what was going to happen.
Right.
But the movie itself, there was these weird camera moves. I was just like, what the? There's no consistency. I don't know, dude. They just could have done a better job of. Setting that up. Like the map he pulls down and he looks and there's only a map of Plymouth. Like, motherfucker, you just noticed that?
Yeah.
How long have you had that map? You never opened it and thought, wait, we're the only island on this thing? I mean, it seemed ridiculous to me. It seemed too far-fetched like that these motherfuckers... And how is he aware and conscious and the other people aren't? I mean, it just makes no sense to me.
Well, his explanation was that it's as if a teenager were going to write a video game.
Sure.
What would his scope be?
Yeah.
And so that's why the camera movements are like that. There's a lot of red flags that are intentional. Sorry if you wanted to see it, Grant. We just ruined it for you. Okay, good. Yeah.
Hey, spoilers.
I won't say that I liked it a lot. I watched it and I thought it was well made and, there were a lot of aspects that were cool, but the premise to me was just a bummer. I didn't know I was getting into that.
I hated the way it ended.
Who created it, and I know who was in it. And like one of my all-time favorite movies is Interstellar, which they're both in. Yeah. So I was
a great movie.
I was thinking, it's probably going to be a, similar.
I think
pace
if they'd
to
have
that.
just set up the world, the paradise world he lived in better,
Yeah.
that would have sold the movie for me more.
Yeah.
Right? Because it just didn't make sense, dude. I just didn't see the point of it. And I don't know, dude. I don't know. But again, I did appreciate that they were trying to do something different. And I did appreciate that. And I did watch the whole thing because I wonder what's happening. Like, what is this going to be about?
Right.
You know, so I don't know. He didn't get the big fish at the end either. Like, what the fuck, dude? Show me the fit. What the?
Yeah. We didn't get
build it
anything
all
at the
up.
end.
He didn't get shit. I mean, just like what the fuck? It's just so.
It's not a movie for payoff. It's
you know, yeah.
It's a movie
but I don't
that you're
need a
gonna sit
payoff, right? I can watch. What's that movie with same Christopher Nolan where they implant the ideas?
Memento.
No. What is it?
Inception.
Yes,
Yeah,
Inception.
Yeah.
So, Inception. Remember at the end?
Yeah, with the spinning top.
I'm cool with
Ambiguity.
that
Yeah,
word.
Yeah.
I'm cool with that. I don't need the payoff.
Yeah.
I'm cool left to decide which, but the setup better be just so badass that that all I'm thinking about is where it could have gone instead of what happened. And that's what happened with me with Serenity. All I could do was break it all down
because of the writing. I think it was
How about that sex scene on the boat?
It's really weird.
It was stupid.
Yeah.
It was fucking stupid. He turns around, he's about to rape her?
Yeah.
What the fuck? He's like gonna rape her on the boat, and then he notices she's got these slashes on her arm.
Right,
or on her back, right? Like she's been whipped, and then he's like, oh, I'm still gonna fuck you.
Yeah.
And then he just gets up from it like, I win. That's all he said. I win. He lights a cigarette, you know. All right, all right, all right. You know.
Yeah.
It was just like, what? This is the weirdest. I mean, it just.
As far as McConaughey movies go, I will watch all of them and
Me too.
appreciate them.
I love
all.
McConaughey,
like
bro.
from the beginning, you know. Even like Newton Boys, have you ever seen that?
Fucking love Newton
Yeah,
Boys. That's Linklater.
Yeah, and it's from like the area where I grew up. So like all those little towns. I've
Ethan
gotten
Hawke.
pulled over in most of those towns. Ballinger, all that, you know.
Yeah, Newton Boys is good.
I think he's good in everything. It's just the storytelling sucked on that
He's
movie.
a good actor. I didn't mind. That's not his fault. That's the scene, and he has to do it, and whatever. But I just thought it was just.
It's also a big
fucking
departure for
strange.
Stephen Knight. Like he's Peaky Blinders and stuff like that.
Locke.
You know? Yeah, Locke
Right?
is great.
It's
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah.
What the fuck was that at? What the fuck, dude?
Yeah. My
Who
favorite
made this?
part is the part in the car.
I feel like. I think he got blackmailed into making this movie. I really just don't think he wanted to make
He
this.
stood behind it.
I think
the company pulled the press for it
He's
because
still-
they got a really bad
I think
reception.
he's still blackmailed. I think he's even saying he liked
Yeah.
it because he blackmailed or something.
You're
they
watching
got
too many kitten documentaries.
they got dirty pictures of this guy somewhere, and that's
Yeah.
why he made this movie. Because there's no way. It's so bad to me. I just thought this is. I just thought it was one of the worst movies I ever saw.
Yeah.
Honestly,
I think that happens
Recently.
though with a lot of British directors where they come over to a different area, predominantly the U.S., and they try to tell like an American style story.
but
and
that's
it
not even an
doesn't
American
happen.
story. They're on an island in the middle of
Right.
nowhere. Like it. That doesn't even have. To me, that doesn't.
Well, but if you look at like
Just the island. It was just
who's
the way. I
cast
don't
in
know
it, the way it's presented, I think it's his idea of like
how
an
that could
American
work.
kind of
Oh,
movie.
I see. I
you
see.
know, and it fell flat. There's some guys who do it really well, like
Yeah.
Christopher Nolan is great at it.
It
you
was
know?
almost like they were trying to do Bandersnatch, or what was that? You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Where it's like this, video game, real world, right? This is happening, but that's so beautifully done, right? Like,
Yeah.
I don't know, man. Look, I definitely, director's gonna make a bad movie, right?
Yeah.
That's going
There's
to
also
happen.
so many elements to it that could go wrong. A great director can make a terrible film. There's a lot of situations like that. David Fincher, if you ever watch the Alien movie that he made, it's awful.
Yes,
it's
of
the
course.
Worst Alien
And that's the
movie.
first movie he made, I think,
Yeah.
right? Like,
But like if you watch like the
We need some
behind the
time.
scenes on it, they wanted him to add 30 minutes to the runtime.
I remember
And
that.
so there's just all these scenes
Just
of them
running
running in
at the
hallways.
end. Yeah,
you
yeah,
know?
totally.
Like it didn't make any sense. But it's still a David Fincher film. I mean,
Sure.
it has a lot of the elements of his other films.
Yeah.
So I think it happens to all of them. But I definitely won't watch Serenity again.
No, fuck no, dude. I mean, dude, jeez, it just disappointed me. I hate seeing disappointing movies like that, but whatever, dude. Have you seen any other good movies out lately?
All I do is watch movies. So yes.
Did you see Knives Out?
Not yet.
Saw it. So good. I won't ruin it. That's
I
a
don't go to the
whodunit.
theater
So
anymore because we have a
Yeah.
kid, So
Yeah.
it's like the theater kind of feels
Knives Out was good. I
Too much.
recommend that. What else came out? Well, the Star Wars is coming out soon. Now, by the time this podcast comes out, actually, it'll be the first week of January here. So
it will have been
while
out.
you're listening to this now, it's already come out. But actually it comes out this Friday.
Did you
as
hear
we're
about Adam
recording it.
Driver? The whole thing with Terry Gross? He walked out on an interview, like an NPR thing.
Yeah, I did hear about that, but I'm okay that he walked out on that because I heard all the story behind it, and at first I was like, oh, what an asshole, but then you hear the story behind it, and he had every right to walk out. If he's already told you he doesn't like that shit, and then you do it anyway, what the fuck, dude?
That happens to a lot of people.
That's fucked up. He'd already said, that makes me uncomfortable. I don't want to hear my own voice or my own shit. Like, don't do that. And then you do it. What the fuck do you expect?
I feel like they wanted that reaction so they could.
They
get a
probably
story.
did.
Yeah.
And look, he's an artist. Whatever. I don't care what artists do. They have their own, things that get them through the process. And the guy's obviously very good. I mean, everything I've ever seen him in he's fantastic in it. You know. So if he has a process and he doesn't want to see a shit, I get what he's saying. He criticizes it and wants to change it. It happens to me all the time.
Yeah.
Music or that you just you can constantly keep changing it. But that's why you have to let it go. That's the whole reason of letting it go is because it is an endless stream of changes. You can keep upgrading it and change it. It's never perfect. You're never going to get there. Yeah. So I get why he doesn't want to watch it because then it would just remind him of I could have done this differently and this different. And you can't think like that.
That's an intimate movie, so it's not like the scope of Star Wars where you have all of the background. It's a Noah Baumbach film, so he usually films with only like 4 people in the room. Yeah. As the cast and the crew. Sure. It's usually audio, one film guy, and then all natural lighting.
That's a good point.
It'd be like looking back at a real argument. I feel like.
Yeah, that's a good point. It was a song he sang in the movie.
Oh, okay.
We're just trying to get him to
even worse.
Just to listen. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Even worse.
I would never want. There's only a few films where someone sings in them, and I don't leave the room or cover my ears. It's tough.
I mean, singing in movies sucks because they're not.
Most of the time
it's voiceover, right? Even if it is a person singing, they're gonna have them sing in a studio and then put it over them, lip syncing it, and you're just like.
The thing I usually don't like is that it's a filmmaker's idea of what a good song would be, and it's not like you can see the difference in a film like Walk the Line, even though it doesn't sound identical to them. They sound close, and T-Bone Burnett is the guy who oversaw the music, so it came out really well.
Well, if it's a music biography,
but even then, the Hank Williams one was terrible.
Who was in that?
Tom Hiddleston.
Oh, really? I didn't even see it.
All of Hank Williams' family boycotted it because it was a
Loki.
British actor and he couldn't sing like him or talk like him.
Well, they shouldn't do that. Rami Malek or whatever did Queen, right? He did Freddie Mercury. So what? I hate that shit when they say, oh, well, he's British, so he can't do this, or he's American, so he can't do what the fuck?
Really, I think it just came down to the performance.
Totally. I think they're just finding excuses, but he's just bad performance.
Bad. Because I love Hank Williams. I know all the music. I'm growing up listening to it. So
I never even heard of this
film,
movie.
It's called I Saw the Light. It's awful. It's painfully bad. And everyone said it was going to be like the next Walk the Line.
What's your favorite music?
That Thing You Do.
That Thing You Do?
Yeah, I don't even have to.
But that's not real.
Question. Favorite music or favorite music movie?
Favorite biography movie, about musician. But I love That Thing You Do, by the way.
It's in my top 3.
It's a phenomenal movie.
It's up there with Interstellar.
Yeah, Tom Hanks' first director.
And he wrote it while he was on the set for Forrest Gump.
I believe it.
It's
a great movie.
There's a reference in there. I've said it in way too many radio interviews and it's like crickets, but someone will find me at a show and say like, I got that joke.
Thing You Do.
It's they ask what their favorite bands are, and Steve Zahn says Captain Geach and the Shrimp Shack Shooters. That's who they play in a film, but it's the name of 2 restaurants that they ate at all the time while they were filming Forrest Gump. It's like an in
So
joke.
you put it together, so what's your favorite, by music biographical movie? Music bio movie.
Probably Walk the Line.
Walk the Line. That's a solid one for sure.
Because the playing is good. It's all real guys, and all of them in their own right are good players. Yeah. Shooter Jennings is great.
That's just a good movie too.
Waylon Malloy, I think Payne. He played Jerry Lee Lewis. He really does sing and play like that.
Awesome. So you felt like it was.
It was a very honest depiction. Yeah.
There we go.
They showed.
What about Ray? Did you like Ray?
Ray is really good.
Ray's good, dude.
Where it gets me is the runtime. it just
it
drags
long, or I
on
can't
for so
remember.
long that I feel like there are so many
But does
scenes
Jamie
you don't
Foxx
need to
not
see.
like look and sound like fucking Ray
Oh,
Charles?
yeah, it's amazing.
I mean, it's like
Well, he learned to play all that.
he looks, sounds like. I mean, perfect.
They glued his eyes shut. So
Yeah,
he couldn't
totally.
open them. Like
Exactly.
he made a lot of really strong
He deserved that
choices.
Oscar, bro.
Totally.
Right? Like he
Totally.
deserved that Oscar.
I
But
just
I
think-
think Joaquin Phoenix deserved an Oscar for Walk the Line.
Yeah, and supposedly, like the scene where he trashes the bathroom, they had to do it in one take because they didn't know he was going to do that. He really did knock a hole in the wall with his head and tear the sink.
Yeah,
off
what
the
are you
wall.
what are you
Like,
expecting? You
you
can't
know.
do. Let's do a few takes of this of you freaking out. You
Right.
can't. That has to
I
be a
think-
one take.
I think
go
it was
for
just
it all.
meant to be emotional.
Yes.
And then they didn't realize the scope of it. He like wrecked everything.
But this is Joaquin Phoenix. He
Totally.
doesn't rehearse, right?
Yeah.
That's what I heard about him. He doesn't rehearse. He goes into a scene. He just does it, and
Right.
we're gonna do it once, motherfucker. You better get this
Right.
shit. You're right. Lights better be on. Camera better be rolling. Sound better, because I'm gonna do this once.
Yeah.
I like that.
Similar to The Master. When he gets
Yes.
arrested, he trashes the toilet.
Totally.
And, you know,
Goes crazy, dude. Joker.
yeah.
I was like, fucking Joker.
Yet,
Oh,
yeah.
dude, you got to see Joker, but it's out on DVD right now, I think.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to watch
You need
it.
to watch it, bro. You like that. That's your dude. You'll like this movie
Yeah.
a lot. You will.
It's also based on a really great film, King of Comedy.
King of Comedy.
Yeah.
It's not. It's
Really?
not. It's
Yeah.
not. Dude.
Everyone keeps saying it's
has
like
nothing to
mirror
do with
image
it.
to it.
No,
Really?
they don't never have even seen King of Comedy. Then,
Oh well.
if they're saying it's like the Joker, then they haven't seen King.
Yeah.
Have they seen the Joker? What the? It's the Joker. It has nothing to do with the King of Comedy. Now, is there inspiration from Scorsese and Taxi Driver and King of Comedy? Yes.
Sure.
But in no way is it like that movie. Like,
Yeah.
not at all.
It's kind of a relief because I love that movie. But
Now, it does have the same character, I believe.
Uh,
Robert De Niro plays his same character from that movie in Joker. I think.
but his character got in all the trouble though, right? Because
Yes.
he like held them hostage, and he probably is playing like a tribute to the host of the original
Maybe
show.
I
Right?
wanted to say that it was the same dude, or I don't know. I don't take my
Yeah.
word for that.
I'll
but
have to watch it. I mean,
it's a
that's-
good movie.
That's one I've been waiting
Definitely not
on.
gonna spoil that for you, dude.
Yeah.
It's a solid movie, bro. Like,
Yeah. I was also just excited to not see another Batman. Sick of all
yes,
the Batman.
Yes,
Yeah.
it's nothing like any of that stuff, right? Like
Yeah.
it has none of those same tropes
Yeah.
from any of the other movie. Like, this is not Jared Leto's Joker.
Joaquin
Right.
Phoenix is like I think one of the most talented guys out there. So
Bro,
it's hard to
he's
find a
amazing.
movie he's bad in. There's bad movies that
it's Heath Ledger good.
Yeah.
Like in my opinion now, it's Joaquin Phoenix and Heath Ledger's Joker, bro. They are, and I love Jack Nicholson's Joker too. Fuck, it's so hard to let go of that one. Like those are three solid
Just
performances.
very different versions of it.
Yes.
There's also the Mark
They're just
Hamill
different
cartoon,
versions,
which
Yeah,
is
totally,
really
which are
good.
great,
Yeah.
absolutely, 100%. But see, the thing with that is you're just doing the voice.
Yeah,
Sorry, but you're just doing the voice.
it's not a total performance.
Yes,
in terms of
that's
like, the-
way different, man. That is another animal entirely, you know. Because when you see Jared Leto's Joker, it's the
awful.
worst thing I ever.
I didn't make it
mean,
all the way through that movie.
How did they think that was going to work? How did they?
I don't think
Who were
he's
they talking
been
to?
good in anything. I mean, even like I like Dallas Buyers
I liked
Club.
him in Dallas
It's a
Buyers
great
Club.
film, but the whole time all I see is Jared Leto acting. I didn't feel like I
don't know.
believed him like in
Really?
the same way as the main character. Like
Yeah.
McConaughey in that is
Solid,
not
right?
himself.
Totally.
He's a completely
He's
different
so good
person.
in that movie, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's so
Just
good
the
in that
commitment to it. Also in Gold, he's great, which is
In
another
Gold.
film where he's like he put on a lot of weight.
Yeah.
You know?
Oh yeah. Yeah,
Has,
that
like,
was a
the
good movie.
busted
That
teeth,
just
you know?
almost came out recently.
It's
Or like
a year ago,
a
or
few years
something
ago.
like that.
Yeah.
Tim and Jessica Chastain.
Okay, look, Trevor, we're getting near the end here.
Yeah,
we
we got
just, but
7.
look, you know, normally I do the little last call. Let's just do it with you. You want to?
All right.
Okay, let's just see.
We could play the game, bobbing for
see.
bobs.
Yeah, no, Bob for Bob's. Okay, yeah, let's just see. Let's just see what you answer.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So, last call, right? I mean, you've heard these
Yeah,
questions.
I know the deep in the heart.
That's
of
okay.
Texas one. Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. Okay, you're going on a road trip and you can only take one album. What are you taking?
It is harder to answer these when you have to actually answer it. Dr. Dog, Fate.
Okay, bam. What would be your last meal?
Pulled pork taco from Taco Brother on Brody.
Nice.
Shout out.
Like those.
It's my
Like
favorite
them.
place.
So I was just getting ready to ask, what's your favorite taco place? So that place.
Yeah, Taco Brother.
Your favorite barbecue spot?
That's so hard here in town. Actually, okay, I know one. Not here in town. It's in Houston, Burrow and the Bull.
Yeah, oh, it doesn't have to be in town. Sorry.
Okay, gotcha.
Just favorite
Yeah,
barbecue
yeah.
spot.
Burrow and the Bull.
Okay.
It's in the conservatory. It's like a basement downtown Houston. Just really well smoked. Everything about it is really good.
Nice. Okay, finish this song lyric. You don't know this one. Don't go chasing waterfalls. Leave it to...
I know the song. To be honest, though, in high school, I thought that they were saying "Don't go Jason Waterfalls," like it was a guy named Jason Waterfalls. I had no idea.
Don't go dating Jason Waterfalls.
Yeah, I had no idea. There's a couple
that's
songs
hilarious.
like that. I used
That's
to think
hilarious.
that Ronnie James Dio was saying "Oh Godiva," like
Yeah,
the chocolate.
Yeah.
He's saying "Holy Diver."
So
So
you don't know the answer there.
I don't.
Okay, it's leave it to the rivers and the lakes that you're used to.
Yeah.
So, that's it. Okay, your favorite dish to make at home?
Negus.
Migas, okay. Your least favorite thing to eat?
Mushrooms. I don't eat any mushrooms.
Fuck those mushrooms.
They're gross. It's
What-
like a zombie earlobe. Like
What-
if you ever look at like the props for that kind of stuff. That's,
Never done that.
Yeah.
What dish represents Texas to you?
Brisket.
Brisket.
Yeah.
Favorite food city in Texas?
Austin.
Austin. Name 3 things in your pantry right now.
Corn tortillas. It's pantry or fridge? Does it matter?
No.
Okay. Corn tortillas. Kalamata olives. Eggs.
Okay. I can't do the finish this phrase. You already know that. So, okay, guys. Well, great answers, Trev. That was our show. We had a great time. You know, look, this little behind the scenes, we really didn't get behind the scenes, did we, of the podcast? But, you just got Trevor and I today. So we run the podcast. You got to hear from us. We got to tell you about movies and music. So, okay. So thank you so much for listening to the Lone Star Plate podcast. Make sure you go to texasrealfood.com/podcast to learn more about us. You can also check out, Apple Podcasts, Stitcher, Breaker, Spotify.
Podcruncher, I think, is one.
Sure. There's a ton of, names. I don't even know all the podcast names. But any app you use for your pod, you can find us on there. And also you can tell Alexa to play our podcast. You can say, Alexa, play the Lone Star Plate, and she will start that podcast up. And make sure to check out Torchy's Tacos, guys. Again, solid tacos. They have a really extensive menu, to be honest with you. Look, they're using ethically sourced stuff, renewable. Like they're trying to, help and support, the industry. So it's good stuff. They make it fresh. It's super solid, very popular, and yeah, just great tacos. Definitely check them out if you've never had them. And of course, thanks to Trevor for stepping in here and jumping on the podcast, right? Made this happen. And I'm Patrick Scott Armstrong. This is the Lone Star Plate Podcast. Until next time.